This is Jumping In, the short-form series of the Jedburgh podcast. I'm the creator and host, Fran Racioppi. Each week, I have the opportunity to speak with transformative leaders, visionaries, drivers of change, those dedicated to winning no matter the challenge. Our long-form series has been an opportunity to go deep, unpack all aspects of our guest and their story. For Jumping In, just like our Jedburgh teams of World War II, I want to get on and off the drop zone fast. I want to catch up with previous guests, give my opinion on what's happening in the world, and uncover some of today's most pressing issues. The entire Jedburgh podcast is sponsored by Jersey Mike Subs. Together, we share the mission of giving back and building community together. A percentage of all proceeds is dedicated to the Green Beret Foundation, supporting America's Special Forces and their families.
America, living in the U.S. America, born to be free. America, living in the USA, living in the USA. So what's up? 2 days ago was 24-year anniversary in Times Square. Every single day, winter, spring, summer, fall. This is a picture from one of the 11 blizzards we've had. I'm here every single day. Nobody can believe the dedication and the prudence, consistency. I mean, I am the military for myself, but I don't like anyone else telling me what to do.
You get cold?
I certainly, just my nipple.
Veterans Day is about honoring tradition and remembering all those who've served in defense of our nation. It's also about having a little fun and embracing the heart of New York City. Here we are, or there we were, in the final few minutes setting up the 1944 Dodge WC-51 before the start of the parade, when one of New York's most iconic entertainers jumped in for a quick chat with Sarah Apgar and I. We know him as the Naked Cowboy. He's been a staple at Times Square and New York City's biggest events for decades. He's a true patriot at heart, and he rocks his guitar playing your favorite tune to, basically, whatever comes to his mind. Naked Cowboy hopped in the back of the truck to share his story from modeling on the beach in LA to posing with tourists in Times Square, rain, snow, or shine. And always in nothing more than a clean set of tighty whities and a cowboy hat. Take a listen to our conversation with Naked Cowboy on your favorite podcast platform and check out the video version on YouTube. This is the second of 3 episodes recorded live from the red carpet at New York City's Veterans Day Parade, so make sure you check out the other episodes with CBS's SEAL Team lead actor David Boreanaz, Grand Marshal of the Parade Master Chief Petty Officer of the Coast Guard Vince Patton, Wounded Warrior Project CEO Lieutenant General Mike Linnington, and Commissioner James Hendon, who's leading New York City's Department of Veterans Services. Find more episodes on JedburghPodcast.com and check out our video versions of all of our episodes on YouTube. Subscribe to us and follow at Jedburgh Podcast on all social media. Take a listen and then shoot me a DM and let me know what you think of Naked Cowboy's Jedburgh Podcast song. Well, Naked Cowboy, thanks for coming on the Jedburgh Podcast.
Thank you. This is my favorite one.
Yeah,
I've never heard another one.
Yeah, well, you're a big fan of the podcast and we're a big fan of you.
Well, thank you.
So,
It's a match made in heaven.
Yeah.
That's what I'm feeling right now. A lot of energy.
We'll give you a little background. So I'm Fran Racioppi. That's Sarah Apgar. I was a Green Beret in the Special Forces.
Oh, wow. You're all great. So, in other words, not only does he look like he can kick my ass, but he could without even trying.
For sure.
She's the one who kicked all of our asses. All right.
I just hopped in the back of the Jeep.
My legs are made for running.
So
run
Sarah's
away.
an Army veteran as well,
Yeah.
and was a
Thank you for your
founder of
service.
Fit Fighter.
Thank you. Happy Armistice Day on top of all that.
That's right.
So, obviously, what brings you down here is the Veterans Day Parade. But you have been, and you're a celebrity here, especially in the New York area, and we've watched all the commercials with you. But talk for a second about the importance of Veterans Day and what it means to you, and why this has become so important in your life and advocating for this.
Well, my father has been on city council. He's been the mayor, vice mayor. I mean, he's a volunteer fireman. I was always like the crazy kid causing him all the crap during his whole life, but I became my dad. I'm like, I want to do the right thing at all times, everything else. Both of my grandparents on my mother's side, my grandfather, Earl Violet, he fought in World War, II. And my other father, the one I'm named after, Robert John Burck I, he played the saxophone and sang in the band in the war. So both of them are veterans. So I have some history with it. And again, my biggest fear was that I'd have to go to the military and fight. So, as much as I'm a freedom fighter in my own way, that always scared me. So I really appreciate other people do it. And, I support anybody doing anything. It's good.
Yeah. And so what would you say to, we got a lot of kids out here, you know, Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, you know, and they're watching the parade. They're looking up, you know, to the men and women in the military. And what's your, you know, what would you say to
Don't do
kids?
it. Don't do it. Get a pair of underwear. Take the easy way out like me. There are men and women out there who will. Don't do it. I'm a chicken. I'm a natural born chicken.
I appreciate your honesty and humility. We talk about that a lot. Let me ask you a question, I think, because we talk a lot on the podcast about building brands.
Yeah.
You've built a tremendous
I'm the number
brand
one most
around
celebrated
this.
brand on the face of the earth, whether you realize it or not. Naked Cowboy, it is what it is. It is, and there's nobody been more. This is 2 days ago was 24-year anniversary in Times Square. Every single day, winter, spring, summer, fall. This is a picture from one of the 11 blizzards we've had. I'm here every single day. Nobody can believe the dedication and the prudence, the consistency. I mean, I am the military for myself, but I don't like anyone else telling me what to do.
You get
And I
cold?
certainly, just my nipple.
So, but we can rub those. Why cowboy? Like as opposed to.
No reason. I mean, I went to Venice Beach, California. I was shooting for a nude magazine called Playgirl. I was trying to be an actor, a movie star, or a country singer. When I went to shoot for this nude magazine, I went on the beach because a voice coach said maybe I could be a singer. But I had boots, hat, jeans, everything. Completely ignored. And the photographer said, the guy shooting me nude, why don't you play in your underwear? So I played my underwear. I only had a cowboy hat because it was kind of like, I have a low voice, like a country singer, you know, so that's all. And on my exes, they live in Texas. And that's why I hang my briefs in NYC.
What's your favorite part?
What?
What's the best part about what you
I
do?
just do exactly this. You guys are happy, I'm happy. I mean, I just literally go out all day searching for an opportunity to make a big splash. I'm picking up girls. You know, they love it, little greenies. I mean, a guy in a wheelchair, I put my hand on his head. Hey, come on, take a picture, Stumps. You know what? I mean, no matter what, it's always breaking down barriers and just, you know, they freaking love it, you know? So it's the razor's edge of the now. I'm taking myself in terms of risk and responsibility as far as I can go and making that impact and try not to have any mistakes.
So outside of this moment right now in the Jedburgh podcast, which is obviously your favorite moment as a Naked Cowboy, what would be your second favorite moment ever? Like event, time,
the
person,
second I leave
running?
here, I'm going to stumble across it and they may outdo you. I'm just saying. Look.
Yeah,
The
this is
red
it.
carpet, we got, you know, and every
this is
day's
it.
like this for me.
Right
so
here
I mean,
today.
Here we go. We got
Yeah,
that
look at this.
NYPD coming by right here in the motorcycle unit.
Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, mom, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you?
Look at these guys.
So obnoxious.
Sorry.
Make some noise.
What else you do?
Nothing.
That's it.
I get up every morning, I read, I write in my journal, 2 hours every single morning before I go to the gym. I work out, come here. I hate people that need to beg for attention. I hate people that beg for attention. It's just
He's gonna go out there and be you know, be authentic. Let me ask you this question, and we
Anyway, what you just asked me, my whole life is wrapped around being here every single day, and it's a 24-hour day job, and I love it. And it's a mission, a destiny. It's Tony Robbins on steroids.
That's so true.
Where are you from?
Cincinnati, Ohio.
No kidding.
What brought you?
Ohio, you're the heart of it all.
What brought you to New York?
I was arrested in 35 other cities before I got here. I was just traveling from Cincinnati to Key West to California and back. And a friend of mine suggested, he goes, you know, if you go north, you know, east, you know, up towards, you know, New York, you could get arrested every 2 hours instead of every 12.
I was gonna say, this is where you're gonna get arrested.
I was like, you're such a genius for cops. Like, it's the last place I went.
You think that's a record, Fran? 35 arrests between Cincinnati and New York? I
I've
love
had
it.
a few others, but they're unmentionable.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you this question, because we talk about habits. We talk about foundations on the podcast.
Fundamentals for me. Every single day. It's training. It's reading, writing, it's studying nonstop philosophical books and staying focused 100%. And then it's training, and then it's coming here and living that experience, going home and recuperate. It's like Friedrich Nietzsche. It's the Dionysian god of ecstasy and the Apollonian counterpart that I have to rebuild, get my stuff together, be perfect, do everything. It's a nonstop effort. It's a non-stop effort. I mean, again, I will shine over everybody. I will be the most famous man that ever lived on the face of the earth. Richest, most famous man in the world, most celebrated entertainer of all time. Happiest, healthiest, wealthiest, most beautiful man in the world. And I experience exponential growth in my name, brand, and net worth at all times. And it's indisputable. And I'm just getting started.
You seem sort of the embodiment of our theme for this year. Here we are.
Here we
is
are.
our theme. You ever heard of that book by Oliver Jeffers?
Here we are, getting it done.
Here we
are. Mention
are.
the show again on the
Jedburgh podcast.
Here we are.
On the Jedburgh podcast.
We're getting it done.
Getting it done. Here we are. There we go. We have a theme song now,
That's it.
Fran.
I love it. We're playing that. Well, Naked Cowboy, thank you so much for spending some time with us. Really appreciate it.
Really appreciate it.
American Jedburghs went out to form the foundation of the United States Special Forces and the Special Activities Directorate of the Central Intelligence Agency. Thanks for listening to the Jedburgh podcast. I'm your creator and host, Fran Racioppi. Join us next week for a new episode on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Check us out on YouTube for full episodes, highlights, and other behind-the-scenes content. If you like what you heard, give us a like and leave a review. Follow me, Fran Racioppi, Talent War Group, and our sponsor Jersey Mike Subs on LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter. Send your comments and inquiries to media@talentwargroup.com. As a former member of Special Forces, the Jedburgh podcast donates a percentage of all proceeds to the Green Beret Foundation, supporting America's Special Forces and their families. Thanks for joining us on this episode. How you prepare today determines success tomorrow.